So your main program is going to be on program A. So this is just a toggle switch.
Yeah.
So with it all the way over to A, that's going to control anything you do is going to control what's on program A. So if we go to watering days, right now you're watering odd days. So I don't know if you want to keep that.
I'll just leave it as it is for now.
Okay, yeah. So I mean the different settings, you can do odd days, even days, you can do intervals. So you could do every other day, every third day, every fourth day. And then you can also pick days of the week.
Okay.
But odd days, that's what the previous owner was using. So I would just stick with it.
I'll leave it for now. Yeah.
See how it goes. And if you want to change it down the road, we can. Next setting is start times. So start time, it starts at 2 a.m. So that's pretty typical. We just so that your system can water before the sun gets out, right? So that should be the only start time. You can have up to 4 start times. So the way to check other start times, you hit next when you're on the start time selection. So you go to next, 2 will flash, but it's off.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now they just run one after the other.
Yeah, so the common misconception a lot of people have is you need a start time for each individual zone.
No, I get it.
One start time controls the entire program.
Okay.
We have people that always add like a crap load of start times and then their system is constantly running. So yeah, starts at 2 a.m. Station times. So zone 1 is on for 25 minutes.
Right.
So he probably put it on. Generally speaking, those zones only need to be on for 10 minutes. But because it's so crappy, the pressure, he probably is compensating for it with 25 minutes. So zone 1 is on for 25. Zone 2.
Is that the zone right here? 1?
That's zone 1,
Okay,
correct.
gotcha.
Yeah. Zone 2 is in the back corner. I believe there's 4 heads on that zone. So it does the back right side of your property. Zone 3 is the back left. 15 minutes. Zone 4 is behind the fence.
Right.
Along the fence. And then 5 is in the boulevard. This is where I'm going to probably start not remembering where all the zones are.
I'll find them out.
Yeah, I think 6 is in the boulevard, but this is all moving into the front. I'm just checking to make sure that all the times aren't anything crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, if you ever need to change any of the times, we'll just reset it. So say you want to change the time.
What was reset back to run and then?
I just did it because I was in the middle of the zone, so you can move it over here and then it would go back to the first selection.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so if you wanted to change any of the zones, like say you're just saying Fui on the zone 1 over there, if you wanted to turn it off completely, you could just use the minus button here and go all the way down. When you get to 0, it'll just go off. Turns off.
Okay.
I'll just put it back up for now though.
Just make it 10. It doesn't need to be 20.
Okay. So that's how you adjust the zone times. You use the plus or the minus. It's always going to start on zone 1. So if you wanted to go ahead to zone 2, you hit next. You'll see zone 2 is flashing. And same thing, plus or minus.
Yeah.
When you're happy with it, you hit next again, and you just work your way through the zones.
Okay.
Start times, same thing. You just you adjust them.
For each zone, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
so
not gonna do that.
Yeah, but if you wanted to say you wanted to change the start time for whatever reason, once you have it on start time, you just hit plus or minus. Just change the time that you want it to start.
Okay.
Seasonal adjust. So that's just essentially like the lazy man's way of adjusting all the zones at once. So you're working at 100%. So if say you turn it up to 150%, all your 20-minute zones would now be 30 minutes.
Gotcha.
All your 10-minute zones would now be 15 minutes.
Okay.
It just adjusts all zones, so zones 1 to 10 all at once based off of the percentage. Vice versa, you could go down to say 50%, everything will be running half the amount of time.
Okay.
So it's just kind of a simple way. If in the middle of summer it's scorching hot and you don't want to go through all 10 zones, adjusting them individually, you could just jack it up to say 150%,
Okay.
200%, whatever you want.
Good.
Special functions you don't need to worry about. All that is if you have a pump on your system, which you don't. And rain delay, you also don't need to worry about. You do have a rain sensor. That's what this is. Rain delay just makes it so that if your rain sensor activates, it'll put a delay on for X amount of days. We generally don't turn that on just because what happens is normally our summers, it pours rain and then the next day is 30 degrees and sunny. And then your system is shut off for X amount of days. So the way your rain sensor will work is if your system is supposed to water at say 2 in the morning and the sensor gets wet enough, what'll happen is it'll just shut off the system for that period of time. When the sensor dries out, it comes back on to whenever the next watering day is.
Okay, good.
So other than that, you'll just need to leave it on run. That should be, I'll just change the time to the right one. So yeah, to change the time, you just go to current time of day, 10. So to skip from hours to minutes, just hit next. And it's 10:17. 2021. Good. But yeah, for the most part in the summer, you'll just leave it on run.